Yes, I think we are all back in, so I'll just continue with where we stopped. Um, so this is what if you want to label any of the let's say of the layers under your content, this is just how you go about it, guys. Let's say, for example, um, can we please label the road network before we go to geometry calculation? Um, yeah, because I think that's I think so. Please, before you label the road network, I want you guys to go to your road network under content. Please right click on road network and please open your attributes. You click on attribute table. Yeah, Mr. Chroma, I see you keep going on and off. Um, so what I just said is before you came in back into the session, I said we before we go to geometry calculation, I want you guys to please open the attributes table for road network. By now, um, we all know, we all know the um, how to open our attribute table. So please right click on your road network and click on attribute table. All right. So once you open your attribute table, now you will look at the fields. You have FID, you have the shape, which is polyline, you have the ID, which is 0, you have the street name, you have the distance in kilometer, you have the road type. Say, for example, I want to label my road network with using the field called street name or ST underscore name. Or maybe let's say I want to label my road network based on distance in kilometer. So you can use your discretion, please. You can select any one of these fields when you go to your labeling properties. You can decide to use the row type. For me, I'm going to use row type. Some people can use, you guys can use distance kilometer, or you can use street name, street underscore name. So all you need to do is you right click on road network. You first click on label, and once you click on label, you see that the polylines or the road network has been labeled 0. It means you are using this default ID as an expression. So in order to change the expression so that you will use your desired field name, you have to right click again on road network and go to labeling properties. All right, so once you right click and you click labeling properties, now remember you are under class, not under symbol. If you want to change the label symbology, you can click on symbol, but please don't do that for now. Maybe we will come here. You are under class, that is why it is highlighted here, class. Now, under fields, I'm going to use the row type because I want to label my roads based on the road type, whether it's tarred or untarred road. Maybe let's say the Ministry of Infrastructure um, wants to see all the roads that are tarred within a particular city and all the roads that are untarred within a particular city. So I'm going to use the row type. So all I will do is I will come under expression. I'll have to change this dollar sign feature.id. I'll highlight everything inside this expression dialog box, and then I'll come to fields. I'll scroll. I'll look for row type, or you click on up, or you use your roll on your mouse. Row type, and then I will double click on row type. And once I double click on row type, now my expression has changed to dot root underscore type. Now what I need to do now is just to hit apply. Once you hit apply, now your road network your road network has been once you hit apply, your road network has been labeled to the road type. Now it's labeled as black. If I want to change the symbol or the symbology for the label, I will go to symbol. You click on symbol instead of class. You click on symbol, and then you can see appearance. You will have something like this appearance. You click on appearance, and then how do you want your text to appear? So you click on appearance, and then you can now come down to color. You select your desired color, and then you apply. I'm going to select yellow because it's easier to see, or I'll select white because of the background I'm using. So again, sometimes when you select colors, you have to look at the background you are using. For example, if I take off the world imagery and then I have a white background with layers, if I label my road network as I give the color white, nobody's going to see the row type. But if I give it black and then I hit apply, you will see that it's going to be easily readable. So please, when you are using colors, you in your map making, you have to you always have to look at um, the background, whether you are using the world imagery or a drone imagery, um, or whatever base map you are using. You have to have that in mind. You can use brown, you can use any color of your choice. You can use red. And then if you want, if you go to position, if you click on that position, you have what we call a placement. If you click on placement, you can look at, you can see how you want to place your let's say placement, street address placement type. Maybe if that's what I want to use, you see it's going on the lines, but nobody will be able to read that one. Maybe contour placement, you see it's not working properly. So I think the regular is not working. I think the river placement is what is working, So yeah, guys. So just keep exploring, but that's all about labeling. Now, please go to, now we are now going to geometry calculation. So for today, we are going to do polyline. And then tomorrow we will continue with points and polygons. So today we are going to start geometry calculation, polyline. Please right click on your road network. Right click on your road network and open attribute table. Please click on attribute table. So if you want to calculate a geometry, whether it's a point or it's a line or it's a polygon, All you need to do is you have to open the attribute of that layer. So you right click on the layer which you want to calculate its geometry, and then you click on attribute table. And once you click on attribute table, you now have your attribute table open. So you have to wait you have to wait for it to load. Depending on your computer performance, it will load faster or not. All right, now we have our road network open. We have our road network open. Now, for me, I've already calculated my distance kilometer. Now, each of these roads, for example, I'm going to select this road. Let's say you've been asked to give the distance of this road. Let's say they want to pave the road, and then they want to know what the distance in terms of kilometer. So you are not going to lay a tape measure on the road and start measuring. You quickly come to your GIS or to your map or to your imagery, and then you digitize. You're not even going to survey, because if you're going to survey that road, imagine you have to do rental instrument rental of, you have to get the survey crew on the road. You have to go and set up your instruments. You have to start, your guys have to start walking down the road, picking a point. So it's really, really going to take time. But with your GIS and you sitting on a desktop, you can just digitize on your imagery. Within 5 minutes, you should be able to done with this road. And once you are done, you create your field under that layer, which is distance kilometer, which we've already done in our previous lessons. Now you are ready to calculate your distance in kilometer or meter. So this is how you go about it. Please right click on the distance km field. You right click, you bring your arrow at the top, and then you right click, and then when you right click, you have sort ascending, sort descending, custom sort. You have height field, you have freeze and non-freeze, you have calculate field, but you have calculate geometry. Even if I want to run a statistics on my data, I can. Yes, Edmond, you want to say something?
Yeah, you said somebody could just sit on their decks and like be able to plot out these coordinates. So when does the need arise for a surveyor to go on the field?
All right, I think that's a good question. So basically, um, so see, there is a difference when you digitize a road like this and when you survey. So basically, when you are looking for um, a very accurate or I don't know, millimeter or centimeter accuracy, you will have to use survey, because when you are digitizing using the imagery, whether it's a world imagery or you are using a drone imagery, one thing is that you will not properly trace. You will not properly trace. That's one. That's one. I don't know how to put it. That's one inefficiency. You know. Also, with regards to accuracy, a survey will have to supersede um, GIS. But with regards to this um, digitization, honestly, even if you put boots on the ground, even if you put surveyors on the ground to survey this road, their distance and your distance while sitting on your computer digitizing is not going to differ much. You understand? So there are things you will request for a surveyor to do, and there are things you really don't need a surveyor to do it. And that is why GIS is there, because GIS makes life a bit simple for the surveyors. But remember, GIS too has limitations because GIS does not look out too much for accuracy. When you are doing survey is looking for accuracy. Okay. But of course, I can't have a project like this. Let's say I have to provide road network within this mining lease area, and then I put surveyors to start working all these roads. Imagine when the project will be completed. It will be completed in months, but you can comfortably sit if you have an updated drone imagery or satellite imagery, which you can either buy online or you fly a drone. You'll be able to comfortably sit in your office and digitize neatly, and then you can provide these distances maybe to your, infrastructure ministry or to the road authority, you know. So that's the difference, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Please right click on distance kilometer. Right click on distance kilometer and please go to calculate geometry. Remember, we are about to calculate the geometry for road network because we want to know the distances of these lines. Please right click on distance kilometer, click on road, calculate geometry. All right. So once you click on calculate geometry, you now have the calculate geometry window, which is being activated. I don't know why mine is taking this long, but it shouldn't. Hey, bro, what's up? Hmm. Please, can you please give me like 2 minutes? Sorry, 5 minutes to round up. I'll give you a call, please. Okay. Hello, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Of
Yeah, we are
course,
with you, sir.
of course, when you click on calculate geometry, you now have your calculate geometry window, which has been activated. You have the calculate geometry window is now activated. Now, the input feature, that is the feature class, which you want to calculate is road network. If you want to change it, you can change it to settlement. If you don't want, once you change it to settlement, you have to allow the calculate geometry window to update it. But it is this one, road network, that we want to utilize. That is what we want to calculate. Okay. And now, with our input feature, we don't have to change anything. Now, the geometry attribute. Remember the point, line, and polygon, they are geometries. They are geometries. But now the window is asking us which field or which attribute do we want to use? Geometry attribute field in brackets existing or new. So we want to calculate the distance field. So we select on distance, make sure it's distance, and then the property. You already have length, which is geodesics. Now you have to click on this drop down to see what other options are available. Okay, now you have length. You have length. You have different type of lengths there. You have length, you have length geodetics, you have line bearing, you have number of paths, a number of vertices, number of curves, line stats. So these are all, sometimes when you need information like this, you can select any of these. But what we need to select is the length because we are calculating length. Length. Now, the unit type we want to use, the length unit we want to use. Is it meter? Is it kilometer? Is it feet we want to use? Please select kilometer. You click here and then you have kilometers. Kilometers. Now, your coordinate system. Which coordinate system do you want to use? So you can either click on this globe and then you go to your favorites. You can click on this globe and then you can go to favorite here. You open favorite, you have 28, the BGS 1984 UTM zone 28, or you can come under this drop down arrow and click on any of these layers. And please make sure when you select the layer, please make sure the layer is using the exact coordinate system within that area, which is the BGS 1984 zone 28. Once you select this one, now you are ready to calculate the geometry. So you click OK. Please click OK. And then once you click on OK, you have to allow the calculate geometry attributes to do the magic for you. And then, bam, you have now your distance kilometer, which has been calculated. Do we all have that, please?
Yes, I have it.
All right. So please, you can select on any of the polylines now. If you select on any of the polyline, for me, I've selected on my first polyline, and the name of the street is Water Street, and then the distance of this street is 10.2 kilometer, and then the road type is third road. If I double click on my second line, it will take me to where the road is. I know this Water Street, another section of Water Street is 6.58 kilometer. The road type is untarred. Say for example now you have funding to do a tar road of maybe let's say 6 kilometer. So you cannot decide, say based on the available streets which are untarred, I'm going to use this particular street um, to do my pavement. All right, guys. I think we will end the training for here today, and then tomorrow we will continue with. You can do the same for points. If you want to do points, you can right click on points and you open the attributes table. And then once you open the attribute table, you can go to X coordinates and Y coordinates. You right click on Y coordinates and then you see calculate geometry. And then you can select X coordinates. The point property is point X coordinate, Y coordinate, and then you make sure it's Y. And then you go to your coordinate system, and then you can select any of the coordinate system, and then you click run. You will see your X and Y coordinates. You can do the same for polygon, but we're going to stop here for tonight, and then tomorrow we will continue with points and polygons, and then we will also start working with KMLs and KMZs and then Excels. And then let's see, tomorrow is Tuesday. Maybe by Wednesday, I'll try to give the practical exercise where we will have to take some coordinates within our environment, and then we type it in Excel and bring it to our ArcGIS. I think that's where we will end the cutting for the basic training. But thank you very much, guys, for joining today. I'll make sure I make the videos available on the channel. Make sure you go there and check. Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Booker.
All right, guys.